So what happens if we take a game like Plants vs Zombies and mix it with roguelike mechanics? Things like run-based progression, unlocking a new plant or upgrade after every level, or even random modifiers that completely change how each stage plays. Well, that's exactly what the mixed bag mod is all about. In this video, my goal is to reach at least round 10 in the game's classic mode, and yes, there is also another really interesting mode called Modifier Madness, which I would definitely check out if you guys enjoy this one. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's start with the first run. At the start of every run, the plants that will be available are sunflower, pea shooter, cactus, coffee bean, plus both lily pad and flower pot. I also noticed some interesting change right away. For example, pea shooter now costs 75 sun and cactus cost 125. Why the price difference, you may ask? Well, I would find that out later. Either way, the first round was pretty easy. I got lucky since the wave only included basic zombies and coneheads, so honestly, let's just skip ahead. After defeating the last zombie, I was given a choice. I could unlock Melon Pult, take Grave Buster, or get the ability to start every level with a rake already placed. And yeah, I think we can all agree that Melon Pult was easily the best option. In round 2, I got the first modifiers, which was Foggy Day. Basically, I will now have fog through all the level, and yeah, I can get rid of it. Sounds good, right? Well, yeah, it wasn't that bad actually. I had good luck with the main threats, only being bucket heads and leader zombies, and they weren't really a big deal with a big melon pot to counter them, so I completed the level without much problem. Once again, I had to choose a plant, Blover, Spikeweed or Torchwood. I went with Spikeweed since I was hoping to eventually get repeaters or threepeaters for Torchwood to really be worth it. And we got to round 3 already, and everything was looking good until this happened. The Blitzer zombie. If you ever played any Garden Warfare, you probably already know who this zombie is, but in this mod it basically works like the football zombie in PvZ 2, rushing until he hits a plant just to insta-kill them. We also got 2 modifiers, ankle beaters and the speed. Everything moves pretty fast, even though the zombies have much less health. Was that the problem? Not really. I did lose a few lawnmowers because I missed several balloon zombies, but I still managed to beat the round without much trouble. Now here's another new feature in this mod. Gadgets. To use any of them, you have to replace the shovel, so the big question is, are they even worth it? Let me explain them real quick. The Butter gadget briefly stuns zombies. The Ladder gadget places a ladder on any plant you select, which honestly feels kind of pointless. Maybe I just didn't use it in the right situation, but in the one level I tried it, it felt pretty dumb. And finally, the Bowling Knot gadget, which basically works like an instant bowling knot in the lane where you use it. My past self though was so stupid that didn't realize it replaced the shovel, so yeah, I got a thing I will not even use. Yay! And so we reached round 4, a night roof level, and the only catapult plant I had was Melon Pult. So with also Spikeweed being literally useless and having Zomboni as a zombie in the level, well, things weren't looking good, right? It is true that I had the little zombie modifier, but still it was gonna be tough. Also, in case you're wondering what's a scary powder, yeah, we have base breakers here too. The first waves were already hard. I tried to stall as much as I could, but the level having 3 entire flags didn't help much. Oh, also in case you haven't seen it yet, I don't have lawnmowers, so yeah, I was extremely cooked by the first flag and my first run was over. But this wasn't going to stop me from completing the challenge. Well, after this big fat fail, let's go with the second run, so hopefully I get to round 10, right? The first level as always were basics and coneheads, so let's just skip this one because I'm sure you don't want to see the same thing again, right? Round 2 had a pretty interesting combo, a roof level with fog. Yeah, that actually sounds interesting. There is also this trash can zombie coming from the console port of the game. It's basically a screen door zombie, but slower. That's it. My main goal here was to plant as many starfruits as possible to clear zombies fast enough so they wouldn't reach the tilted part of the roof. The level itself was easy and honestly pretty boring. But remember cactus? Yeah, this is where I discovered what it actually does. Cactus can now hit any zombie in its lane, completely ignoring the sloped tiles. Once I realized that, roof levels became way easier, as you will see. At the end, I could choose between getting one extra reward option per level or unlocking Kernel Bolt. Also, let's ignore Walnut, we don't want him. So yeah, I picked Kernel Bolt. In round 3, I got another roof level, but this time with two interesting modifiers, Dave's Choice and Raining Seeds. In case you're wondering how Raining Seed works, it randomly drops seeds, but only from the plants you picked at the start of the level. That means I actually had the chance to get Godling Pea, which, by the way, is not an upgrade here. Also, while Raining Seeds is active, it looks like all plant costs are increased by 100 sun, except for Flower Pot, which is thankfully free. The level went pretty smoothly. I placed Kernel Bolts in the back and Shooter Plants in the front, and that setup worked perfectly. But once I finished the level, I was given a very tough decision. Get Fume Shroom or get Fume Shroom. And here we are, round 4, once again another night roof level. But this time, things started going downhill pretty fast. First of all, I got a new modifier I had never seen before, Ambush. On top of that, I also got Dave's Choice, and surprise, the plant options were completely useless, except maybe Hypnoshroom. Because of that, I was only able to choose 3 plants in total. I ended up going with Sunflower, Fume Shroom, and Cactus. And yeah, having only 3 columns of flower pots was already bad enough. So my setup was 2 columns of Cactus and 1 column of Fume Shroom. No sunflowers, no sun production at night. Yeah, I know, that was dumb. By the way, the ambush modifier is basically just waves of zombies dropping from the sky thanks to Bungie zombies. Everything was actually going fine, until the zombie showed up, Catapult Zombie. And yeah, it was pretty obvious what was about to happen. Having only 2 cactus plants just wasn't enough to deal with it, and with no sun to replant anything, I was completely stuck. Then, not 1 but 2 Catapult Zombies joined in on the top lane. At that point, my poor cactus was completely cooked, and just like that, the entire run was over. But I wanted to try again, one more attempt. Maybe this time I was able to get to round 10. For this last run, I'm skipping the first 3 rounds. They were basically more of the same, and I don't want this to get boring, so... Round 4 though was another thing, because it added a really new interesting modifier called Blood Moon. This modifier doubles the zombies' speed, which can actually be pretty problematic, especially since in this level, the Ankle Biters modifier was also active, and ladder zombies can be really fast with these 2 modifiers combined. Oh, I also picked some rounds before Doomshroom, and in this round I grabbed Ice Shroom. And with this, I was already halfway through the challenge. This time was pretty easy, probably because there weren't any hard roof levels. This round 5 was a long level with 3 flags, but I still managed to complete it without much problem. The only main threat with this level was the Digger Zombie, because I didn't have any plan to counter him, with the exception of putting a Doomshroom just for the zombie. For the reward, I unlocked Pool and Roof Cleaners, which was honestly the best possible choice. Round 6 felt similar to 4 and 5, but now with 4 modifiers, Foggy Day joining this list. It's also the first appearance of Gargantuar in this video, but somehow he wasn't even the worst of the level. It was another one, probably the most annoying zombie in this game, Gatling Pea Zombies. Since it's a fog level plus Raining Seed and Blood Moon modifier, they made these ones so painful to deal with. It was in fact the main problem with this level, but luckily I won the level by basically spamming Doomshrooms. Then I had to choose between Gatling Pea, Imitator and Cup Cannon, and I ended up picking Imitator. Round 7 added to the list yet another modifier called Cloudy Day, and yeah, it kinda works the same as in Replanted, making the sunflowers unable to produce sun and making the plants cost half their initial price. The main problem with this level was not picking Coffee Bean but Doomshroom and Ice Shroom, even though it was clearly a day pool level. I don't even know what my head was thinking. Luckily for me though, it was possible to beat it by spamming Cabbage Pools. By the end of the level, I got a Starfoot. Round 8 was kinda similar to round 7 but with even more difficult zombies to defeat, like Jalapeno or Squash zombies. It also added a Foggy Day modifier to make things even harder. This time though, my brain was braining and I picked Coffee Bean and 2 copies of Starfruit. My main objective with this was to fill the lawn with the max Starfruits I could get so they defeat all these zombies extremely fast. And that was kinda what I ended up doing. Digger zombies were nothing against my Starfruits and I won the level pretty fast too. I also ended up picking Potato Mine, even though I was pretty sure I will probably never use it. I don't even know how, but this one was a super lucky one. Round 9 was also a really easy level, being even easier than round 8, with basically the same zombies and modifiers, except instead of Foggy Day, it's the ambush modifier, that in this case, since it's a pool level, the zombies will spawn from the pool instead of being dropped by bungee zombies. Oh, and I picked Chomper. Spoiler alert, he was useless. And finally, round 10. 3 flags, 5 modifiers. They've offered 3 pretty meat plants, so I picked Lilypad, Starfruit and Doomshroom to handle the incoming waves. And you know what? It was actually easy, at least compared to what came next. It was time for round 11, where I got again 5 modifiers. Not only that, but also 4 whole flags, so this for sure was going to be harder than the round before. And yeah, it really was. This time I picked Chomper and Starfruit for the main attackers, and Ice Shroom and Doom Shroom to help me clear out zombies. I didn't grab Sunflowers though. The first flags were okay, but when they started spamming Blitzer zombies and also imps, which by the way are incredibly fast here, I was in a really bad position, and the seeds the modifier gave me wasn't enough to deal with all of this. So finally, as you may have thought, an imp ended up getting inside the house, losing the run. Even though I lost this run, I still got my initial objective of getting to round 10, so I think I can say I'm done for now with this mod. Mix the Bag mod is definitely a new way to play PvC, and I seriously think this has a lot of potential to be a really cool and creative mod. So please be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more. See ya!